Hello, beautiful souls. This is Masami. I hope you are doing well and staying healthy. Happy September to all of you. And this is the video, a short video that I want to put together for September energy review and intuitive things that I am feeling around this month. And the theme that came to me for this month is honoring the right timing. Honoring the right timing. I thought this was quite interesting because first, why didn't this theme come about in earlier in the year, but why now? But I feel like this year particularly, it's been so many kind of going back and revisiting and reassessing things. And it's been a preparatory year. And I mentioned that at the beginning of this year, that this is a preparatory year for next several years to come. And this month, finally, I feel like I am slightly above the water, the waves, and beginning to see the right timing coming my way. But I think the key is here for September is to stay patient about it. And I'm going to go into this theme a little bit more, a little bit later in this video. And this is the part one of the video, and I'll be recording another one, part two, which will be about a little bit more about your physiology, your physical body, how to support your health during the month of September. So stay tuned to that as well. So September is a new reset month. I really feel that. Maybe because in the Western cultures, not in a culture that I grew up with, in Japan, we start the new year or new school year in April. So it's always in the spring. But the Western cultures, we start the new school year, maybe the beginning of the business cycles and things like that could start in September too. So definitely this month has this energy of a new reset month, new fresh start kind of a thing. So it's a time to apply what you have learned from July 22nd, which was the Venus retrograde's beginning. And this is when you are going deeper into really what matters, especially for your heart and your desires. So lessons that you learned during the Venus retrograde period, you may want to gather that up, maybe write them down, maybe 3 to 5 things so that they're not too overwhelming for you. But it's really important you apply these things, these lessons you've learned, and make necessary adjustments and speak up about your needs and stay true to what you value in life. That was something that Venus retrograde group that I was guiding through really focused on, is that what are my needs and what do you value the most, especially around the matters of the heart. So coming back to the heart, revisit those things because you're going to be implementing that going forward from this September forward, all the way to this end of this year. So it's really, really important that you don't just dismiss what happened in July and August and move forward, but write them down. Just take some time. And many of us, certainly for those of you that participated in the Venus retrograde experience in the program, we all went through reevaluations of our relationships, close relationships, maybe family relationships. I certainly had to go through that too. And finances too. And possibly your own voice, like where do you want to show up and how you want to show up, all those things. And came face to face with your preferences. Preferences are interesting because it's kind of creates tribalism in all of us. And we need communities to thrive, and we want to be heard, and we want to find communities that can support us. But when it becomes too tribal in a way that you are no longer listening to one another, that's when it can become problematic. And we've seen this in politics, we've seen this in families, we have seen this, and even in the level of crisis that we're experiencing with weather and climate changes as well. So preferences, like what you need and what you want, they're important. But when they become we call it the taste tribes, Chris and I call them tribes that basically just taste the same thing. You go after the same sweetness, the same saltiness, same crunchiness, and you're not introducing yourself to the variety of things. That's when your life can get quite limited. So it's okay that you learned about what you value and what you don't value, but cut through some of the illusions as well. And maybe there's some BS in that preferences as well in your taste tribe, you thought that those are the things that you need to value. Maybe there's things that you need to actually clear also. So take some time. I would say the first week or so to 10 days of September. It's a great time to do that before we welcome the new moon on the September 14th. And the Mercury retrograde will go direct. Basically, Mercury will go direct on the 15th. So that midway point of September is really when we begin to feel the fresh new start that I'm talking about. And you'll begin to know what you're right in honoring the timing of when to get started on the next stage of your life. So hopefully not only you came face to face with your illusions, but you cut through some of the fog of your own maybe illusions, but fantasies and imaginations are no longer serving you, because we have to wrap some of that around reality. What's really going on in your life and what needs attention the most. So those are the things that you have done in the last, I would say, month and a half, but almost 2 months, July and August, particularly. All of us have been working on this. So I will actually add a link here for the video that I did for super full blue moon last week, because I think it's quite relevant to review that and go over the information that I shared there too, so that you can take that forward from about the midpoint of September. And we also reflected and reevaluated your own beliefs, philosophies, and desires and goals that were based on your inner voice and no longer about the external pressures. And you stopped looking for external validation, which was really tough. It was hard for me too. And many of you experienced the difficulties with stop judging and labeling yourself based on the external, maybe thumbs up or external likes and validation. So hopefully you're able to let go of some of that, because that will weigh on you. That's going to not make you go forward to really enjoy this fresh start if you haven't really let go of that. And September is a kind of a completion that happens in the first week or so, and the new beginning. And for the Venus retrograde group, I talked about the fact that Venus retrograde ending on September 4th, which is the day that I am actually recording this, is the collective initiation period that we went through, and then we actually finished the collective initiation. So August was very much going through the initiation of your own. It was collectively done, but it was very bio-individual. So you went through it on your own. So we've done it, we got through it, we survived it, and we are actually thriving. So now is the time to welcome the new beginning. And it's a lovely feeling to step into the new. I hope you can feel that there is little more bounce and maybe kind of a skipping kind of a feelings under your feet. Maybe in your walking, you feel lightness a little bit. So we went through, like I said, the collective initiation that was quite tough. Okay. And we had to reevaluate ourselves, readjust our paths. So you're ready now. So this month, I would love for all of us to stop regurgitating the old patterns, beliefs, and thoughts, and let's shift collectively into this welcoming of the fresh start, implementation toward new beginning that I'm so welcoming, and maybe excited isn't the word actually. I am ready. I am ready. I'm gently ready for that. I am not bouncing around and jumping around, so excited that there's this new beginning, but just more like, yep, I'm quite ready for this. So, really bring greater harmony within and enjoy this inner vastness that you are ready to breathe into, that you're ready to step into. And because the Mercury will turn direct on September 15th, like I said, and the new moon in Virgo is on September 14th, you will really regain clarity in your eyes, in your third eye, your mind. And I think you'll feel the clarity all throughout your body. So if you felt congestion showing up in, like, let's say your skin, I think you will have a better chance of clearing some of the skin issues or lymphatic congestions or brain fog and so on that I've mentioned about during the full moon video that I did as well. So start to move forward with your plans, but honor the timing, right? Step into something new that you've been really wanting to do that supports your goals and your values. So it's not that you need to do new things, that's completely new goal, but based on what you've really worked on through August and part of July, that you're going to implement some of the new ways to support you. Okay. And while I trust that you will be implementing the insights you gained during the retrograde, be patient, but also notice the timing. So it doesn't just start up really fast in September. But I find that the September internally, physically, and emotionally, it's a little bit more, there's a possibility for stability, a possibility for a little bit less crazy waves. And I'm going to talk about it in the part 2, why that becomes so important. So we're getting the green light from both the Mercury turning direct and the new moon and for you to start to step in to the real new you and to get going with some new routines and tackle tasks that you have been meaning to get done, but you just haven't quite gotten started on. Commit to taking good care of your health and prepare your body for the winter months for the Northern Hemisphere and then for the summer months for the Southern Hemisphere. And I am actually going to be committing myself in September to start really getting involved with Instagram. So I will be posting that, and I will put a link below so that you can follow me in Instagram. I do have an Instagram account, but I really haven't done much with it. But this month, with the honoring of the timing, I will get going on this. So stay tuned and please follow, and I'll put the link below. And September is a month, like I said, the theme is to honor the right timing. We have this invitation to welcome a new beginning, especially after the midway point of the Venus going direct and the new moon. And September presents us with a fresh start and a new reset. But in order to really take this invitation to your heart and to really make it work for all of us, we need to honor the right timing for all this. So what do I mean by honoring the right timing? I have mentioned some, staying patient and things, but there are a couple of things that you may want to keep in mind. One, trust the divine timing. And divine timing isn't always about the external timing, like maybe universe's timing or the cosmic timing. Those are very important, but there's a divine timing that happens from within. So pay attention to the divine timing. We are this divine being inside, and that's going to show up. And I'm going to talk a little bit about that on the part 2 video. And trust and honor the right moment for you. And don't force the energy too fast or too forcefully. So it's like, I got to get going. September is supposed to be a fresh new start. So get going, get going. No, take your time. Okay, because first 10 days or so, it's still kind of like, okay, what have I learned? What can I implement this month? And you're not just doing it for this month, you're doing it for the rest of the year. Especially, I sense it till about, I'm almost feeling it till December 30th, even 31st of that time up to that point for this implementation to continue. So, don't rush. Okay, the right timing is here, but don't force this energy. Wait until you feel the clarity enter into your body, into your eyes, into the third eye also. And one way that the clarity has entered into you is when your breathing patterns changes. So my homework to you is that the next maybe a week or so till about September 10th, see if you could just pause a couple of times during the day and notice how am I breathing? Because everyone breathes differently. This is why I don't like to guide people through too much with guided breathing techniques, because we all need to learn what I call the signature breath. We all have our own signatures. We have all our own, like a fingertips have our own signature, the swirls of our own signatures. Breathing is also the same. So get to know your breathing patterns. And you don't need to do anything differently. Just get to know it. Because when the honoring of the timing comes in, and when the timing is right for you, for this fresh start, breathing will change subtly for some of you. And for some of you, it's like, yep, that changed my breathing. I am breathing into different parts of my lungs, where you can feel your diaphragm drop a little bit more, or your shallow breathing changes, or maybe one side of your lungs are more expanded than the other. It's not good or bad. It's just they will change. So wait for that. Okay. So once again, do not be impatient with this process. And it's like the start of the race. You've been getting ready, right? You've been warming up. You've been training yourself. You have been doing a lot of laps, and you're learning how to run again. You got the new shoes. It's, already fitted to your feet, and you feel comfortable, no more blisters, and you get to the set. So ready, set. But wait until you hear the sound of the go, okay? So that you don't jump in too fast or left behind for that reason either. But you don't want to get disqualified from this race and taken out of the race. And you may have to wait another month, or you may have to wait another year. Or for Olympians, we have, they have to wait 4 years, right? So things like that. So just wait for that go sound, then move forward. So calm your nervous system during up to about September 10th, and balance your nervous system is going to be the key to taking yourself forward for the next 3 months or so. And, it's actually to the end of the year. Okay. Relax into the flow that is moving you forward. Okay. So a little bit more of the trust will be important. Allow the flow to take you through the motions, instead of you forcing yourself into, come on, let's go, kind of a feeling. Okay. Try not to rush. There's this perfect timing that is flowing underneath your feet. And I will go into physical side of the September in the part 2 video, and you'll see the link below that I will be posting here. And what I intuitively feel you would benefit from in terms of supporting your physical body through September, so that you can carry forward into the seasonal changes that we'll be going through. So I look forward to being with you on the part 2 video. Namaste.